I completely rebuilt my setup this year, and while a lot has changed since my last setup tour, there's 3 changes that made the biggest difference. So let me walk you through each change and why I made these decisions. Alright, so previously, I had this white IKEA desktop sitting on Alex cabinets, and it was positioned in this really tight corner with 3 displays mounted all around me. Everything was white: the desk, the cabinets, the walls, and honestly, it was starting to feel all too sterile. So the first thing I did was completely rethink the entire positioning. Then I started to grab some gear. I grabbed a set of black IKEA desk frame legs, ditched the white Alex cabinets underneath them, and moved the entire desk over to this longer wall under the window. That alone made such a massive difference. I went from feeling cramped in the corner to having all this space to work with. One of the biggest changes that you'll notice is that I took the TV off the wall. I also got rid of my secondary monitor, and I know you might think that was a bad move, but honestly, having 3 screens felt overkill for what I actually do. Having the TV mounted on the wall was giving me constant neck strain while trying to look at it. So now I've just got my main display, which is an AOC 1440p 155Hz gaming monitor on this black monitor arm. The TV has found a new home on top of the IKEA Kallax cubby, and I find that I can make better use of it this way without straining my neck. So looking at the desk itself, the main monitor is centered with these creative pebble speakers on either side. Right below the monitor, I've got my Stream Deck Mini, which is perfect for all kinds of shortcuts. And over to the right, I've got my whole audio setup for when I'm recording these voiceovers. There's my Fine AM8 microphone on the BM88 boom arm, and the SC3 XLR mixer to help control everything. This whole setup keeps the audio gear organized and easily accessible as well. As for the keyboard and mouse, I've been using this keyboard I recently got sent from ACO as part of their collab lineup with Monsgeek, which is the M1 V5 prototypes with ACO's Piano Pro linear switches. And this thing actually feels and sounds pretty amazing to type on. The build quality is pretty solid as well, and it's got some nice weight to it. But what I like best is the complete white body and the prototype's cyberpunk style keycaps, which fits in nicely with the rest of the aesthetic of the setup. I'll have this linked below with a 5% discount code in case you want to check it out. The mouse I use is the Logitech G502X Plus, and honestly it handles everything that I need it for, from the games that I play to the shortcuts I've set up for all my editing. And I've got it all sitting on top of this Logitech black extra large gaming mousepad. Oh, and you'll notice BB8 is still here on the left side of my desk, because no matter how much this setup changes, BB8 will always be there. I also added this IKEA plant for a little bit of color between all the black and white. So going back to those IKEA Alex cabinets that I ditched, well, ditched is a pretty strong word because I actually repurposed them. I put one cabinet on each side of the desk in the corners. On the left, I've got the IKEA Alex drawers, and on the right, I've got the door cupboard. I also put these black timber panels on top of the cabinets, partly to match the new aesthetic, but also to cover up the screw holes from when they used to hold up the desktop. The drawers on the left house my PS5 setup now. I've got the DualSense charging dock, my 3 favorite Chroma collection controllers, and also the PlayStation Portal, which is all sitting nicely together now. Above that, on the wall, I've mounted this framed PlayStation 30th anniversary poster that came with the limited edition PS5. And mounted next to that, I've also got a set of framed DC comic books from my favorite superheroes and series. Over to the right of the desk, there's the Alex cabinet, which now has my PC on top. I've got this IKEA hanging plant sitting on top of the PC tower that drapes down the back and hides all the cables coming out of the back of the PC. And of course, we've got Grogu up here standing guard as well. He's another one of my permanent residents who never moves, no matter what changes I make. I've now moved my IKEA cubby away from under the window against the wall here where the desk originally was set up. The cubby used to be overcluttered with a lot of my physical games, controllers everywhere, and quite a few consoles, but I had to clean it all up. I've now got my PS1 and PS2 with their controllers and memory cards, and I've got the original PS3 and PS4 with their controllers as well. I packed away the physical games because it was just becoming a little bit too much visual clutter. I added a few Funko Pops around the cubby, and also got this IKEA Fado lamp for some ambient lighting, and it looks a little cleaner now. On top of the cubby to the left, I've got my Nintendo Switch, and speaking of the Switch 2 is releasing in just a few days after this video comes out. So drop a comment below if you're planning to pick one up or if you think it's worth upgrading. I'm curious to know what everyone thinks about it because I genuinely think that there are some improvements there, but I don't play the Switch enough to justify buying the Switch 2 right away. So back to the setup, I've also got my Sony DSLR camera up there next to the Switch, and while I find a more permanent position for it, I've also got the NuFi Air 60 HE magnetic switch keyboard. I've been using that one for a few weeks as well now, swapping it around in my rotation with the main keyboard, but it does take a little bit of getting used to as it's a 60% layout keyboard. I personally never realized how much I relied on dedicated arrow keys until I reached for them and they're not there. Nevertheless, that's actually a pretty cool keyboard as well. It's very light, very responsive, and you can manually set the actuation points for every single key. So if you want to check it out, I'll have that one linked below too. Up on the wall, I switched out the white IKEA lac shelf for a black one, and I added a second one as well. I spread the Star Wars Lego helmet collection between both of them, and added a couple of extra things as well. On the right shelf, I've got another plant for a little bit more greenery, and my old Keychron K2 keyboard, which was my daily driver for a few years. The spray paint job I did on this was starting to come off, and I really didn't want to do it again, so I thought it was time to take it out of the rotation and give it its own place of honor. In between the lac shelves, I've also mounted my Lego F1 Mercedes with the custom frame that I made, which I think is a pretty cool addition to the space as well. Alright, so this is probably the biggest improvement and one that I'm probably the most proud of, and I really want to share this tip because it was a massive game changer for my setup. You see this under the desk? That's an air conditioning duct cover. It's a white plastic rectangular duct with a removable cover, and I've got a position to house every single cable that goes under my desk, plus a USB hub and a power board. And as you can see, everything's completely hidden. Before this, I had an IKEA cable tray hanging under the desk, and it was honestly a massive eyesore. Now, standing back, you literally can't see anything when you look at it from the front of the desk. When you do take a closer look, you can see that there are a few cables hanging loosely here and there, but that's mainly because I want to easily move my peripherals around when I'm actually using them and set them back up nicely without having to worry about stretching out the cables. I've got black cable raceways stuck to the back of the desk legs that carry the main cables like the HDMI from the PS5 and the display port from the PC. Then there are white cable raceways on the ground that run from the desk legs to the wall and behind each cabinet. So here's the whole flow. Cables go behind the cabinets, along the white raceways on the walls, up the desk leg through the black raceways, around the desk frame and into the AC duct. It's all completely hidden and the result is this very clean look. The best part about the AC ducts is that you can cut it all down to size. The covers are removable, and as you can see, I've cut the covers into two pieces so that I can make cable changes as I need to. Honestly, if you're struggling with cable management, this AC duct approach is something that you should definitely consider, as you can fit a lot in here. So let me break down the three changes I mentioned at the beginning that made the biggest difference. First, moving the desk away from the cramped corner to this longer wall and switching to the metal frame legs while placing the PC and the PS5 on top of the Alex cabinets has made an incredible difference in the space. It feels twice as big now. Second is taking the TV off the wall and getting rid of the secondary monitor. I know it sounds counterproductive, but to me, removing displays meant less clutter and no neck strain, and that TV is just more functional where it is now. And third is the cable management system with that AC duct. Going from visible cables and power boards everywhere to completely hidden cable management transformed the entire look of the setup. These three changes took the setup from looking cramped and a bit overdone to spacious and organized. For me, it honestly is all about clear space, clear mind. So that's a complete tour of my rebuilt setup in 2025. I hope this gave you some inspiration for your own space, and if it did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming, tech and setup content, as it really helps the channel. And here's a fun little challenge for you. Looking at everything I've shown you in my setup, drop a comment below with your best guess as to my favorite sci-fi universe, and I'll give you a thumbs up for making it to the end of this video. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.